I already know it. I know we about to shine, cause we already glowing. To get all this.
Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And your
And we want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid. We'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah. Welcome to the Instant Classic Podcast of the wrestling and the stuff and the six packs and the drinks and stuff and the money in the bank. Anyway, welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. We are back to do our weekly six pack, where I think we're gonna start to kind of, at least around pay-per-view times, we're gonna keep them a little bit relevant to the pay-per-views. So today we are going to do our top 6 favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. I guess we'll start with our honorable mentions if we have any. My personal honorable mention is my Money in the Bank cash-in, where I won the contract. I got the briefcase with the contract for the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast Tag Team Championships, and I immediately cashed it in, and that's how DJ and I became the first ever Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast Tag Team Champions. And, you know, we're the inaugural champions. We're undefeated. We will never be defeated because we don't put the titles up on the line because they're ours. So, that's my honorable mention. And DJ has like 14 honorable mentions, so I guess we'll go to him next.
All right. My honorable mentions are first Damien Sandow, not necessarily for the cash in, but for the actual for the actual what it did for his character at the time. That's the only reason I put him on. Like, he wasn't on my list because his cash in wasn't like, oh my god, because he lost. But like, it elevated him a lot. It felt like at that time, him having the leather briefcase, what he did while he was with the while he had the briefcase, I think actually was a lot better than a lot of other people who held the briefcase. To me, I think his run with the briefcase was really good, especially the feud with Cody Rhodes. My second one would be, I know it's gonna bum a lot of people out, but and especially Casey. But my second one is Dean Ambrose because number one, I want to see what it kind of brings about with him. It hasn't been long enough for me to really say that it was a cool cash in because it was the same night. He did make it over Kane in my honorable mentions. So I'm going with Dean Ambrose because it was a cool moment, and I think it kind of hit me more tonight than it did last night. I got 2 more, but Justin, give yours because, suspense. And my computer's not going dead, but suspense.
My number one honorable mention would have to be it was the Money in the Bank one from 2010 when Kane cashed in on Rey Mysterio, because I never thought it would be done in the same night. It was crazy. It was pretty cool how it was done. I mean, it's Kane, you would kind of expect it because, and 2008, when he beat who was that? Chavo Guerrero, in how much seconds was it in to become ECW champion? So I mean, you expect Kane to cash in the same night. So I mean, that's kind of, I have another one also. It would have to be from 2012 at the 1000th episode. With CM Punk and John Cena. And the reason why I chose this one is because, CM Punk did this whole heel turn on The Rock. That's the main reason why I did this. I did not do this because I don't like John Cena at all, but it's just because of the heel turn. That's why I picked this cash in. And Cena failed, which was awesome. It was awesome that Cena failed.
It's always awesome when Cena fails. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back, by the way. My other 2 was Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan's always amazing. And he did cash in twice. So he holds the records for probably most actually, like, he actually cashed in, like, actually twice. It wasn't like one of those things where he didn't technically cash in. He did technically cash in twice. Um, and my last one is Randy Orton because he is, one of my favorite superstars right now. Still love the man. But it was against Daniel Bryan, and that's always sad. But he is Randy Orton. Like, I do, he is one of my favorites of all time. So, he didn't make my list because I think the ones on my list are a lot more, they had a lot more of a bang to it. But I did like it, nonetheless.
All right. So jumping into our top 6, my number 6 is going to be Edge cashing in on Cena at New Year's Evolution. I think 2005. It was the only one that they had. I like this cash in just because Cena was bleeding a lot and it made me happy. But I feel like this is one of those shows, New Year's Revolution, where it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, I feel like, just because it was one of those shows where it was the only pay-per-view they did. They didn't have, like, one the next year.
Actually, they did. They did actually have that. Let's tell you that.
No, they didn't. Don't you lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Don't you lie to me. You're lying to me.
I'm not.
Shut up. They didn't do it. He's lying. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know. I know. But anyway, this wasn't a super special cash in, but just the fact that Cena lost made it to my list. So yeah. DJ number 6.
All right. My number 6, since I do have Edge on my list. Actually, I'm gonna keep it the order I have it. My number 6 is The Miz. The reason being because I love him.
6? Only 6?
Yeah, only 6. I think really him winning the Money in the Bank and winning the title really elevated him from what we saw before. In my opinion, because I feel like without him winning the Money in the Bank and without him, cashing in and actually being the champion, we would have never saw him in that light, or even in a light where he can be the Intercontinental Champion now. So I think it really did help him out a lot. So my number 6 is The Miz, because he would then become the most must-see WWE champion of all time, and he would beat Cena squeaky clean at WrestleMania.
All right. Justin, number 6.
My number 6 would have to be from 2006 when Rob Van Dam cashed in on John Cena at One Night Stand 2006. I mean, that whole cash in was so amazing. That when Cena was at that ECW pay-per-view and like they were at the Hammerstein Ballroom and like they were all, I remember when they were throwing the T-shirt back at Cena, they were flipping them off, and there was a sign that said, "If Cena wins, we riot." And I just liked that whole match, and like everybody was just against Cena here, and this whole match had a great feel to it, and like I was so happy that Rob Van Dam won, and that would have to be my number 6. That's fair.
All right. Moving on. My number 5 is going to be CM Punk cashing in on my boy Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules 2009, I think it was. I was upset that he cashed in on Jeff. I love Jeff, but I also loved CM Punk around this time. So it was kind of, it was a win-win, win-lose, whatever kind of a thing. It sucked that, he cashed in on Jeff, but, it was a good cash in, I felt like. But DJ number 5?
Alrighty. My number 5, actually, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put Edge as my number 5 because I think the big like allure to this, Money in the Bank cash in was that it was the first one if I'm not mistaken.
Which one?
So
Which cash in? Because he cashed in multiple times.
sorry, the very first one in 2006. I apologize.
2005.
No, it was actually '06. It was '06.
It says it right here. Casey, can't you see the image? It says '06. Oh, goodness. Reading. Anyway,
There were actually 3 years of New Year's Revolution: 2005, 2006, and 2007. Just to tell you that.
That wasn't the first. Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Anyway.
2005 was the first year.
Yeah.
My bad.
Football, you guys. You're
My
bad. Our truth.
Yeah, our truth. My bad. I'm back in TNA. I just thought this was a good cash in. And it was cool that Vince McMahon was out there to kind of give him he handed the briefcase to him and made the announcement and whatnot. I just thought that was really kind of a cool thing. And it really did put Edge on the map as the rated R superstar and the ultimate opportunist and all that. That's really when that stuff started to really kind of get a little simmer going to it. So I really did like Edge cashing in 2006 on I guess is who it was.
All right, Justin, number 5.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with DJ here. I'm going to go with New Year's Revolution 2006 when Edge cashed in on John Cena. I just thought that was really good cash in, and, it's on Cena, and, I always like to see Cena lose, so, yeah.
All right. My number 4 would have been Kane cashing in on Rey Mysterio. It was the first ever cash in on the same night, so that was kind of cool. And it really makes sense with Kane because Kane's one of those superstars that you kind of wouldn't see. It would be weird seeing him carrying around a briefcase, so it made sense that they had him cash in the same night. It was kind of, it hurt a lot of Ray fans, but it definitely made an impact, I felt like, and it kind of helped Kane a lot because he had been in the WWE for so long at that point, and he only had one other WWE Championship title run, which was like, I don't even remember how long it was. It was really short. So it was cool to actually give him another title run. It didn't really do much in the long run for him, it didn't feel like, but it was definitely an exciting cash in. But DJ, number 4.
Alrighty, my number 4 is Alberto Del Rio. This was when I was really into Alberto Del Rio, man. Coming out with he had the fireworks, he had the freaking nice car, he was the Mexican aristocrat. This was like before he was Mexico. He was still Mexico's greatest export, but this was like when he was really Mexico's greatest export. And it was his destiny to become WWE champion or world champion, whatever championship it was at the time. They had too many titles anyway. It was just a cool, it was just a cool moment. I felt like, for him to, it didn't feel like he got, too exposed, I guess, either. He still felt like he still was, fresh when he got it, unlike Jack Swagger when he won. But, Alberto Del Rio, because, I still like Del Rio. I just feel like this was his peak, though, in WWE at least, was when he was the Mexico's greatest, pre-Mexico's greatest export. He was the, Mexican aristocrat or whatever. I really like that. So Alberto Del Rio.
It's Alberto El Patron, but it's okay. Justin, number 4.
My number 4 had to be from Extreme Rules 2009 when CM Punk cashed in on Jeff Hardy. I just thought this whole cash in was great. I mean, and that would later on turn Punk heel that would turn Punk heel, which Punk as a heel was like so great. I mean, I just love Punk as a heel because like he pissed off so many fans, which was so awesome. And
Hold up, Justin. Wait a minute. Now, I was talking to Justin off camera, and he said, I quote, "I am not putting CM Punk on this list because he turned his back on the fans."
well,
So
I decided. Well, that was
that was before I talked some sense into you and told you that
yeah.
CM Punk you need to do that for himself.
So I'm gonna So that is my number 4. When CM Punk cashed in on Hardy.
All right. My number 3. We're getting to the top 3. Dolph Ziggler cashing in on Del Rio the night after WrestleMania 29. I wish I had gone to that Raw as well after being at WrestleMania 29. This was a good. I felt like this was a good cash in, and it was kind of a relief. I feel like, because I know we were talking. A lot of fans were saying, it felt like Dolph Ziggler. I mean, and even when we did the WrestleMania 29 review, I think we were talking about this too, how it felt like Dolph Ziggler had that briefcase for so long. And he finally cashed it in. It was a relief. It felt like, we didn't have to see him with the briefcase anymore. He finally got, cashed it in, won the title, which was good. But I just liked that cash in, and like I said, I wish I had gone to that Raw after WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I didn't. But DJ, number 3.
Alrighty, my number 3 is when CM Punk cashed in on Jeff Hardy. I just felt like this was I didn't like it at the time because I like Jeff Hardy. But in hindsight, I really thought this was a good cash in, and it solidified CM Punk as one of the greatest heels of all time. During this run, when he was, I think this was pre-Straight Edge Society, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Straight Edge Society was a product of this feud with Jeff Hardy. But I really enjoyed CM Punk when he was in this feud with Jeff Hardy. It really sparked a really good feud. Really sparked CM Punk as a main event player, and it really sparked CM Punk as kind of the best in the world before he was even calling himself the best in the world. I just really like this cash in. Unfortunately, it was against Brother Nero, but I did enjoy this cash in. CM Punk, number 3.
I like how we just picked the same cash in 5, 4, and 3.
That's funny.
Justin, number 3.
My number 3, I'm gonna have to agree with Casey here. It would have to be when Dolph Ziggler cashed in on Alberto Del Rio the night after WrestleMania 29. And one reason why I'm picking this is because I was there live, which was so awesome. Seeing my first ever cash in live in person, which was amazing. I was like so happy, and like I definitely agree with Casey. It feels like that Ziggler held that briefcase for like 5 years. Like, I know you can't hold it for that long, but it feels like that's how long he was holding it for, which I was so happy when he cashed in, because when I was at Mania 29, I was kind of expecting a cash in at Mania, to have the first ever cash in there with Ziggler, but no, but it happened the night after, which was so awesome. That whole Raw was amazing. That's when, 2013 was when, well, actually, no, it was the year before. That's when the Raws were starting to be really good the night after Mania. And this year was no exemption, where they did crazy chants, and we did crazy stuff at that Raw. Which I kind of wish I would have got footage of that on video, because I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. But I wish I had some footage of that cash in, because I was marking out like crazy, marking like bananas. But yeah,
because Justin goes to every show ever.
See, I thought actually, I thought the big selling point for that was Big E. Big E came out, he had the powder on his hands, and he clapped a little bit. That's what I thought Justin was gonna say, but he tricked me there.
I think he needs to do that again. He needs to come out with a New Day. They all need to do the powder. Yeah. Alright.
The White family needs to do the powder.
Yeah, no.
Eric Rowan.
Nope. You got a big old booty.
They need to be twerking in the store like they were twerking on Swerved. Like the New Day was twerking in the store.
Moving on to number 2. My number 2 is Edge cashing in on Undertaker on a SmackDown after Taker had just competed in, I believe it was a Hell in a Cell match. Hell in a Cell or Steel Cage.
Yeah, it was a steel cage match.
Oh, it was a Steel Cage match.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was attacked by Mark Henry. It even added more to, Edge's heel gimmick. It was just a good, and I feel like it built up Edge even more, just, cashing in on Undertaker. His other cash-ins were good, but there's something when you cash in on somebody like a huge star like The Undertaker, it feels like it's at that next level, almost, even though it was just on SmackDown, and SmackDown sucks. But I really liked this cash-in. But DJ, number 2.
Alrighty. My number 2 is Rob Van Dam. This one was a tough one for me because I really liked this cash-in because this was the first time, and I think the only time, that there was 1 week notice given in advance, and the person cashing in still won. This was the Justin mentioned it earlier. This was a Cena versus RVD feud at One Night Stand, which was amazing. Oh man, like this is a feud you still remember to this day because it was so good. Well, WWE probably doesn't want you to remember it because RVD and getting high and stuff. But anyway,
420.
yeah. But I just really enjoyed this one just because of the animosity in the feud. RVD, like the whole thing, because I if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the whole thing with Edge coming in there at the end, the whole thing with RVD having both titles, that was cool. If I'm not mistaken, he had both titles at the point. That was really cool. I just really enjoyed this. I actually went back and watched this match not too long ago, and I still really enjoy it. So I don't know. This was just a really cool thing, and it was really cool to see someone in like quote enemy territory in wrestling because that's something you just don't see. Like you see people, you don't see like an entire fan base just booing someone. And not really anymore. Like because a lot of times the heels get cheered. What?
Roman Reigns.
Not necessarily. Like he still gets cheers here and there. Like whereas Cena was getting booed out of the freaking building. Like Cena was getting booed like LeBron was getting booed when he went to Miami and came back to Cleveland. Like that's how bad those boos were.
Yep.
Justin, number 2.
Oh gosh, this one was a hard one for me, but I'm gonna have to go with the TLC one when Daniel Bryan cashed on the Big Show. The reason why I'm choosing this one is because this is Daniel Bryan's first big title run, which I wish he had more title runs in WWE, but his injury at the Cup shot, which was very, very sad. But I mean, this was before like the yes movement started to kick in. I mean, he started saying yes like once he won the title, like he was doing like starting to say yes and stuff. But I don't know. I just thought this whole cash one was very good, and like I said, I just wish he got more title runs with the talk because he is a very good talent and he's very good in the ring and great on the mic. And we already know this, but I mean, Daniel Bryan, I just still miss him to this day, and he's always going to be one of my favorite cash-ins.
You heard it here first. Justin just took a hard number 2.
That's not cool.
Anyway, and we are finally to our number 1.
The Rock has come back. Oh.
No, he never won it. Money in the Bank.
What?
But
how?
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to our number one. Drum roll, please.
We don't got no drum rolls.
No,
We need
it's
the effect.
cool. You know.
No.
All right. What the?
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, he's got the drum roll sound effect. That's what it is. He's putting that because I'm sure a lot of people who aren't in this call are very confused right now. There it is. There it is.
All right. My number one is going to be one that you may not remember. It happened a while ago, all of 24 hours ago. Dean Ambrose cashing in on Rollins after Rollins defeated Reigns for the title at Money in the Bank 2016. This made my number one just because it was one of those cash-ins where, I feel like a lot of people really didn't think they were going to do it. We were excited, and we marked out enough when he won the Money in the Bank contract. But then I feel like a lot of the fans were like, they're probably not. They're gonna, screw him out of it. They're not gonna trust him enough to give him the title. And then when they did, and he did it the same night, it was kind of. I feel like it did take us, until Raw tonight to really sink in, and I feel like it's still not really sunk in that Dean Ambrose is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Also, it's kind of the same with Kane. I like how they had Ambrose cash in the same night. I know a lot of people I saw different blogs and things and websites saying, was it a good idea? Should they have let him cash in the same night? I think it was a good idea because I feel like Ambrose, again, is one of those guys you wouldn't necessarily really see kind of – it would be weird, at least to me, seeing him carry around the briefcase. I just don't think it would fit his character. Unless they did like they used to do where, they used to have custom kind of briefcases. I wish they would still do that again. But
I'm telling you, the Big Show has to win to get it. He gets custom everything. So Big Show wins next year, and we get a custom briefcase. Big Show, I'm telling you, I'm rooting for you, baby. Let's go.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
Actually, I want to take as a little fact here.
Can we get if Mark Henry wins, can he get That's What I Do on there?
But anyway, I just want everyone to know that I am also the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Ambrose and I share the same birthday, so I feel like technically I am also the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So Ambrose, if you're watching this, I'll take the title on weekends or every third Friday or something like that. So we can work something out. But yes.
You from Cincinnati also?
You can call me. I don't have to be from Cincinnati. I just came out of a vagina the same day he did. Okay.
But if she got a C-section, then maybe not.
I came out of a lady.
My question is, were they throwing a party in Cleveland and in Cincinnati when Dean Ambrose and LeBron James?
See, it's funny because unless the Reds win a title, Dean Ambrose is the closest that Cincinnati's going to come because we know the Bengals aren't winning anything.
Oh, the Bengals, yeah, that's out to you, Lamar, if you're watching it.
He won't ever watch this, but goodness, I wish he would.
Send to him. Bengals are fat. They're
I'm not even gonna lie. That was really good.
They're fat.
Moving on, DJ, what's your number one?
All right, number one, Casey. You should be ashamed of yourself, and I feel like Justin feels the same way. Because yes, Dean's cash in, it was cool. It had that nice, that nice ting to it, that nice luster to it. But there is nothing like cashing in at WrestleMania. there is nothing like hearing me scream like a little girl saying, "It's Seth Rollins! It's Seth Rollins!" when he came out. I was so freaking excited. Obviously, it's Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. I was so excited. And it wasn't even because I hated Roman or hated Brock. Well, oh God, Brock Lesnar. It wasn't even that though. Like it wasn't even that I didn't want either one of them to win. It was really surprising to me. I was actually really surprised by it. And freaking, this was the night my bed broke, so that's weird. But anyway, that took a turn. Anyway,
Your bed broke.
But
I thought you were about to say your water broke.
I'm just saying.
Because how excited you were.
Won the contract on his own. He didn't need help. I'm just saying.
Hey, he didn't need help. He climbed up that ladder and he grabbed it with his 2 hands and his 2 feet and legs and stuff. He grabbed it himself, and then he cashed in at on the biggest stage, Casey, the biggest stage.
Yeah, well, Ambrose didn't need to cash in on the biggest stage because he makes the stage big. Because he's a lunatic. And
that's great and all, but just if I take someone from jail and I put them on my stage, like I put him on the podcast, that's not gonna make the podcast great. I'm telling you, we should try it though. I think we should.
No, I don't think
he's not
so.
from the jail. He's from an asylum. Get it right.
Darn it. Quit.
All right, Justin. Numero 1. Oh, that's how you say 1 in Spanish. Shut up. It's right.
No, it's uno.
That's right.
No, it's not right, but whatever. I'm gonna let that slide there for a minute. But Casey, I do not agree with you on the Dean Ambrose cash in for being number 1. I'll tell you why.
You're wrong.
I'll tell you why. Because I think they should have held off this big triple threat thing until WrestleMania, because it feels like they're doing this too early. Like they should have saved it for a little while, and they should have given it to somebody else. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Dean Ambrose,
hating,
but I still like Dean Ambrose. But they should have gave it to Owens, like someone like who hasn't been in the main event picture, who hasn't been going for the WWE Championship yet. They should have gave it to somebody like that, because Dean Ambrose, he's had he's been in the title picture before, so I didn't really think that Dean Ambrose needed to win here.
I mean, so what you're saying is your number 1 cash-in is John Cena, right?
No, my number 1 cash-in. I told that on my honorable mention, but my number 1 cash-in is Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. My boy Seth Rollins, the Iowa boy. He's my boy from Davenport, Iowa. I mean, it was so awesome, because
Buffalo, Iowa. Get it right.
It's Davenport. Anyways, I'm like a few hours away from Davenport. But
they
say Buffalo, Iowa. Well, I'm a few hours away from there, but that's beyond the point. I was predicting that on my predictions, because if you got triple plug here, if you go check out on my channel my predictions,
don't do it. Don't do it.
I was predicting Rollins to cash in, because I said they're gonna book themselves out of a corner here. And they did. And it was kind of like, I didn't really expect him to do it during the match, but he did, which that's made it even more awesome. That's why this is my number 1. And it's on the stage, the grand stage of them all. I don't know what I was about to say there.
The stage grandest of them all.
It's on the stage of the stages. I don't know. But it was on the biggest stage of them all. WrestleMania! Rollins, man, my boy Seth freaking Rollins. But I mean, his title run wasn't that good, but because he had to have help with authority. But
yeah, Ambrose don't need help.
But I don't think his title run is gonna be that long, though, in my opinion.
It's gonna be 7 years.
Just in my opinion.
But I'm gonna tell you guys though, I'm gonna fizzle this debate out. You know what's really cool? All the pictures I put up are actually relevant. Woo! We all put at least one of these matches. Cash-ins. I just thought that was kind of cool. I'm sorry. I had to plug myself.
You had to plug yourself in.
Yeah.
Because you're charged. Because you had to plug
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stop. It's like the New Day under the table. Just stop. Just
Dude, that thing's long gone. That thing was in October.
stop. There's a New Day under the table. But anyway, this was our weekly top 6 of our favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins. As always, go follow the Twitters. The most important one, obviously, is the one on the bottom, and then the second most important is the red one. And then if you have time, go follow the Beast one, because whatever. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, go binge watch the other videos, and then demand more content. Because if you demand it, we'll give it. And if you don't demand it, we'll still give it. We're like Vince McMahon trying to push John Cena down your throat. We're never gonna stop. We are never gonna stop because it's. Sorry, that was getting weird. But anyway, we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow for TNA. Feels like it's been a while since we did TNA, but that's because we had like 2 TNA shows. It felt like back to back last week or the week before, whatever. But yeah, it's been crazy. But we will see you. I'm gonna let Justin say it.
On the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.